a Ghostty-based macOS terminal with vertical tabs and notifications for AI coding agents. English, Tingvet, Deutsch, Espanol, Francais, Italiano, Dansk, Polski, Ruski, Bosanski, Norsk, Portuguese, Brazil, Turks, Ukrainska, Twitter Discord GitHub stars cmux screenshot, right pointing triangle demo video the Zen of cmux. Features, notification rings. Panes get a blue ring and tabs light up when coding agents need your attention. Notification panel. See all pending notifications in one place. Jump to the most recent unread. In-app browser. Split a browser alongside your terminal with a scriptable API ported from Agent Browser. Vertical plus horizontal tabs. Sidebar shows Git branch, linked PR status number, working directory, listening ports, and latest notification text. Split horizontally and vertically. SSH. cmux SSH user at remote creates a workspace for a remote machine. Browser panes route through the remote network so localhost just works. Drag an image into a remote session to upload via SCP. Claude Code Teams. cmux Claude Teams runs Claude Code's teammate mode with one command. Teammates spawn as native splits with sidebar metadata and notifications. No cmux required. Browser import, import cookies, history, and sessions from Chrome, Firefox, Arc, and 20+ browsers so browser panes start authenticated custom commands, define project-specific actions and cmux that launch from the command palette scriptable, CLI and socket API to create workspaces, split panes, send keystrokes, and automate the browser-native macOS app, built with Swift and AppKit, not Electron. Fast startup, low memory, Ghostty compatible, reads your existing .config Ghostty config for themes, fonts, and colors GPU accelerated, powered by libGhostty for smooth rendering. Install, DMG, recommended. Open the DMG and drag cmux to your applications folder. Cmux auto updates via Sparkle, so you only need to download once. Homebrew, brew tap manaflow-ai cmux brew install, cask cmux, to update later. Brew upgrade cask cmux. On first launch, macOS may ask you to confirm opening an app from an identified developer. Click open to proceed. Why cmux? I run a lot of Claude Code and Codex sessions in parallel. I was using Ghostty with a bunch of split panes, and relying on native macOS notifications to know when an agent needed me. But Claude Code's notification body is always just Claude is waiting for your input with no context, and with enough tabs open I couldn't even read the titles anymore. I tried a few coding orchestrators, but most of them were Electron-Tory apps and the performance bugged me. I also just prefer the terminal since GUI orchestrators lock you into their workflow. So I built cmux as a native macOS app in Swift AppKit. It uses libGhostty for terminal rendering and reads your existing Ghostty config for themes, fonts, and colors. The main additions are the sidebar and notification system. The sidebar has vertical tabs that show Git branch, linked PR status number, working directory, listening ports, and the latest notification text for each workspace. The notification system picks up terminal sequences and has a CLI cmux notify you can wire into agent hooks for Claude Code, OpenCode, etc. When an agent is waiting, its pane gets a blue ring and the tab lights up in the sidebar, so I can tell which one needs me across splits and tabs. CMD plus Shift plus U jumps to the most recent unread. The in-app browser has a scriptable API ported from Agent Browser. Agents can snapshot the accessibility tree, get element refs, click, fill forms, and evaluate JS. You can split a browser pane next to your terminal and have Claude Code interact with your dev server directly. Everything is scriptable through the CLI and socket API. Create workspaces tabs, split panes, send keystrokes, open URLs in the browser. The Zen of cmux. Cmux is not prescriptive about how developers hold their tools. It's the terminal and browser with a CLI, and the rest is up to you. Cmux is a primitive, not a solution. It gives you a terminal, a browser, notifications, workspaces, splits, tabs, and a CLI to control all of it. Cmux doesn't force you into an opinionated way to use coding agents. What you build with the primitives is yours. The best developers have always built their own tools. Nobody has figured out the best way to work with agents yet, and the teams building closed products definitely haven't either. The developers closest to their own code-bases will figure it out first. Give a million developers composable primitives, and they'll collectively find the most efficient workflows faster than any product team could design top-down. Documentation. For more info on how to configure cmux, head over to our docs. Keyboard shortcuts, workspaces, Shortcut action and new workspace 1-8 jump to workspace 1-8 9 jump to last workspace, next workspace, previous workspace W close workspace R rename workspace C edit workspace description B toggle sidebar B toggle right sidebar E toggle right sidebar focus, surfaces, shortcut action T new surface, next surface, previous surface tab next surface tab previous surface 1-8 jump to surface 1-8 9 jump to last surface W close surface, split panes, shortcut action D split right D split down focus pane directionally H flash focused panel, browser developer tool shortcuts follow Safari defaults and are customizable in settings keyboard shortcuts, command palette navigation shortcuts, including P, are also customizable and can be cleared so the key press reaches the active terminal. Shortcut action L open browser and split L focus address bar, back, forward R reload page I toggle developer tool C show JavaScript console, notifications, shortcut action I show notifications panel U jump to latest unread U toggle current item unread state U mark current item as oldest unread and jump to next latest unread, find, shortcut action F find in directory GG find next previous F hide find bar E use selection for find, terminal. Shortcut action K clear scroll back C copy, with selection, V paste plus semicolon, increase decrease font size 0 reset font size, window, shortcut action and new window or reopen previous session, settings, reload configuration Q quit, nightly builds, download cmux nightly. Cmux nightly is a separate app with its own bundle ID, so it runs alongside the stable version, built automatically from the latest main commit and auto-updates via its own Sparkle feed. Report nightly bugs on GitHub issues or in nightly bugs on Discord. Session restore. Quitting cmux saves the current session. On relaunch, cmux restores a pound state. Window workspace pane layout. Working directories terminal scrollback. Best effort. Browser URL and navigation history. Cmux does not checkpoint arbitrary live process state mux, Vim, shells, and unsupported terminal apps reopen as normal terminals. Supported agent sessions can resume when hooks have saved a native session ID. Install hooks after installing the agent CLI so its binary is on path. Cmux hooks setup cmux hooks setup codex cmux hooks setup agent open code. Cmux hooks setup installs supported agents it can find and prints a summary for skipped agents. Supported resume integrations include Claude Code, Codex, Grok, OpenCode, Pi, AMP, Cursor CLI, Gemini, RavoDev, Copilot, CodeBuddy, Factory, Encoder. Claude Code is handled by the cmux Claude wrapper when Claude integration is enabled in settings. Advanced users and integrations can attach a custom resume command to the current terminal surface. This is useful for tools with their own durable state, such as cmux sessions or custom agent CLIs. Cmux surface resume set, kind cmux, checkpoint work, shell cmux attach T work cmux surface resume show, syn cmux surface resume clear, checkpoint work. The binding stays attached to the cmux surface. Publicly or socket created bindings are stored for inspection and manual restore unless you approve assigned command prefix for automatic restore. Approved prefixes are also bound to the working directory and exact environment values, when present. Review or edit approvals in settings terminal resume commands cmux only auto-runs resume bindings it marks trusted, such as live process detected cmux bindings or user-approved prefixes. Sensitive environment keys such as tokens, passwords, secrets, and API keys are dropped before a resume binding is stored. To keep restored agent terminals idle instead of automatically running their resume commands, turn off settings terminal resume agent sessions on reopen or set this in config cmux terminal auto resume agent sessions false. This only disables automatic agent resume commands. Cmux still restores the saved layout, working directories, scroll back, and browser history. If you need to reapply the last saved snapshot manually, use File, Reopen Previous Session O, Cmux Restore Session. Under the hood, Cmux writes a version snapshot under Library Application Support. Cmux and Agent Hooks write session mappings under .cmux term. On restore, Cmux rebuilds the layout first, then runs the supported agent's native resume command when automatic agent resume is enabled. Read the full guide at https://cmux.com/docs/session-restore. Star history, documentation and resources. For more info on how to configure Cmux, head over to our docs. Contributing. Ways to get involved. Follow us on X for updates at manaflow-ai, at Lorenzican, and Adustina Wong. Join the conversation on Discord, create and participate in GitHub issues and discussions. Let us know what you're building with cmux. Community, Discord, GitHub, X, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Reddit. Founders Edition. cmux is free, open source, and always will be. If you'd like to support development and get early access to what's coming next, get Founders Edition. Prioritized feature requests, bug fixes, early access, cmux-AI that gives you context on every workspace, tab and panel, early access, iOS app with terminal synced between desktop and phone, early access, cloud VMs, early access, voice mode, my personal iMessage WhatsApp, license. cmux is open source under GPL 3.0 or later. If your organization cannot comply with GPL, a commercial license is available. Contact founders at manaflow.com for details.